Welcome to Thunderdome. Or the Hideaway. It is Levack and Goz. We got Jared hanging out with us as well. Jared golfed with us yesterday, and for some reason still wants to talk to us. We're here for the big old Bills Monday Night Football game, so stop on by. We've got you can see it right now, Josh Allen jersey we're going to give away at the end of the first half. So make sure you're here, get your name in the box, win the jersey, beer, food, specials, all kinds of awesome stuff going on. I actually have the menu somewhere. I just don't know where the hell I put it. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, there it is. Show that off.
Yeah, so you get a bunch of $7 options, $10 options, boneless wings, bone-in wings, everything. It's all right there. Beer specials. Look at you can if you're listening later, they're really good. Like, they're amazing, and you should have been here, and you suck. But if you're watching on YouTube, you just saw a bunch of them pop up on the screen. And the reason Jared's here today, you golfed with us yesterday.
I did, yes. If you want to call that golf.
Pretty stellar performance, I would say, from old Levack and Goz. I think
it's a trademark Levack and Goz day, full of laughs. There was a lot of pain points, and I think we lost as many balls as we did beer cans.
There was I think I had about 25 to 30 golf balls in my bag. I have 3. I have 3 golf balls. So,
Levack, we've been here.
Yeah, I have 3 balls. Okay, everybody, you ready? That's what it said.
Well, it didn't help that Goz didn't ever use his own ball or the other bag of balls that I brought for him. He would just walk up to the ball thinking it was his and just whack at it.
Jared learned a very important Goz lesson yesterday. When Goz is dialed in and has decided he knows what he's doing, even if he has no idea what he's doing, there's no point in trying to give him instruction at that point.
How many times just stop? Wait, no, stop. No.
And okay, I'm like, he's not going to listen. He's not going to do it. He's going to do what he wants.
Hey, it's 3 feet in front of where you just were. Let's try this again.
I think it was like Bagger Vance from the 1800s, right? Just stepped on the course
now,
if there was a
like
ball
his
out
body
there.
now. That's what you look like golfing.
That's right. We've been here countless times we've been here, right? You would have thought, you and I would have been somewhat better at what we put on the course yesterday. We were not. We were terrible.
I had a couple good swings.
But it was awesome. I would say this, Levack, if there's any positives to take away from yesterday, besides the great time, the great fun, and how awesome the course is, we'd have one shot to brag about off 18 holes.
Yes, there absolutely was one shot.
Was that hole 1 or hole 2?
That was hole 17.
Hole 17, our second, right. the second hole we played. Yes. We started on the 16 shotgun scramble. Yeah, it was, listen, I had 2 good putts, but that was the one. So if you guys have never played a scramble before, basically what you do is you get a team of 4. You make sure at least one of you knows how to play golf, which was allegedly Jared.
You guys signed me up for it while we were at Hooters, and there was alcohol and lots of tequila involved, and I got swindled into this. I lost on this deal.
Allegedly, Jared could play golf. So it's Boston Dan, myself, Goz, Jared. We're out there, and the second hole, we had some nice shots. Like, I think it was your approach shot that we ended up actually using, whether you wanted it or not. So everybody was down on the bottom of the green. It's an uphill green, and they're going to hit up. And I just think to myself, no, this one's sitting at the top. It's going to be really easy. All I got to do is get it rolling, and as long as it's straight, it's going right. It's going to hit the pin. It's going in the cup. It's a win. So Tim from the Hideaway is out there just above us at the next hole. And I'm just like, hey, guys, just check out what I'm thinking. And I pop it. It goes roll straight in, pin straight in. Everybody stops there, laughing, picks up the clubs and everything, and we're good.
We're straight up walk off. It was insane. It was like that Tiger video meme. It was just where he takes the hat off, he just putts and walks off. Levack did exactly that. He was channeling his inner champion.
If I had just left right then, it was all better. All better. Everything better. I should have just left right then. It was a fun day though. It's the course. This is a great course. Like, you don't have to be great to play this course. If you are great, it's probably a lot more fun.
I mean, this is one of the most challenging courses in the area. You have lots of turns. And when you talk to your more elite golfers, those guys are really only going to use their driver on maybe 2 or 3 holes. This is a challenging course. Long irons, short irons. You have lots of hills, lots of turns, plenty of defense.
Jared works here too, by the way, in case you couldn't tell.
That's the reason, Levack, you and I didn't play as well. Very challenging course. I'd say that's probably the reason we chalk it up to. Right, Jared?
Absolutely, and that you don't know how to swing a club.
Yeah, I got on my list of reasons I didn't play well yesterday. Challenging course, probably 7th. 1, I just suck. I played once, and I barely played the last time I was here. 2, I'm fat. 3, I popped a rib Saturday night, and 4, copious amounts of alcohol. 5, Jared plays better when I'm mean to him, so I had to be mean to Jared the entire time. It was a lot. That was a lot of pressure on me.
True.
I'd like to consider
carried us.
Yeah, I like to consider myself team captain. You know, that's how it went down.
For those who are keeping score at home, which was nobody, but speaking about scores, did we actually end up finishing in last?
Well, it's bogey golf. So you can't go over a bogey because they want to get through the course.
Yeah, but
so we weren't last because we did have a couple pars. We didn't have any birdies.
We came this close, and I lipped about 4 balls for birdie. So I
after that he played golf. So
was it the coffee guys who finished in last? Was it the coffee guys?
No, Kane from Death Wish Coffee with his Raiders bag, which I really was tempted to try and steal.
Oh, yeah, and then also it didn't help that they were pissed off at us for the rest of the day because our third hole today on 18, I walk around like I'm gonna wait because I can from this shot it's 220 out. If I grab my wood, I can easily get it on the green. And Levack goes, I'm Jared. I can get up there. I just go swing, drop it, and it lands right next to the girl in front of us wearing the Death Wish.
And then what is it? It's one where there's like a dip you can't see.
Yep.
He gets and he swings again, and they're just in like the blind spot, so it must have whizzed right by their heads.
Well, I put mine over the. So on hole 1, you have a little bit of a left dog leg, and then there's a ravine about. To clear it, you have to go about 220. My drive was about 260, so it was well over where they were. If Goz hit a top, yes, it probably would have hit the top of their golf cart. But Chad,
are you
impressive
talking text on purpose?
Oh wow, look at that!
Oh yeah,
Goz has a full transcript of the show. He'll be posting later. No, it was fun. It was like you said, it's a hard course, but it's still it's playable though. You don't have to go crazy and have a good time. But no, very cool times, and we love it here at the Hideaway. Come on, get on over here. Let's enjoy some great food, some ice cold beverages, and watch the Bills versus the Titans. Guys, when's the next time you're gonna golf?
You beat me to it, Levack. I was about to ask you the same question. I was gonna say you and I together. That might be it. Maybe we won't do this for a long time. That was the first time I've golfed in about 6 years. So it's probably going to be a good 15 years with the baby now. There's no time I'm going to hit the links here again anytime soon. So unless I get a weekend off. No, it's not for you guys. I'm going to say a good 10 years before I'm back out there again.
I'll golf. I'll golf more. Once my rib heals, I'll golf more.
That was one of your number one goals going to the podcast world. Hit the links again.
Yeah.
Afternoons for so long.
Well, because I just want to see if I can play. I don't need to be great. I just want to have fun, a couple beers. I'm probably never going to play with this group again because that took years. That took years off my freaking life.
Don't lie on live like that. All right.
Oh my God! Like Boston Dan was on a mission.
Well, he was kidless. What do you want from him?
Yeah, that's fair.
And then also Chad had the shot of the day on 1 with the PBR shotgun tee.
Yeah, he tees off over the PBR tall boy, which opens it. He then shotguns it, and it was probably 285.
We found the ball later. It was right over the ravine. He was about 250 on that one.
You never let the truth get in the way of a good story. I mean, I don't know what you. I don't know what you do. No,
I love Chad. I just can't give him the credit like that.
But by the way, no warm up swings. Just walked out, did that, boom, and then was on his way. Again, Hideaway, great place to hang out. Make sure you get in here. Chance to win the Josh Allen jersey. Hopefully, he gets out and gets a little revenge against the Titans today. We'll pick that game as well as many others.
Jared,
as we go.
Jared, thank you, man. Appreciate you coming over and doing your thing, man.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you later.
Yeah, and you can come back. You don't have to. You don't have to leave or whatever. You don't have to go home. You just gotta get out of here. I don't know. No, you
haven't you spent enough time with us?
Goz is like, get rid of him. Goz is like, I want to talk more. I guess I haven't told the rib story yet.
No, you haven't.
So, for those of you who don't know, I still do a lot of the on-field stuff for UAlbany for football. Well, it's been announced today, and Mike Falvo is taking over the PA stuff. So congrats Mike
to our
Falvo.
pal Mike Falvo, proud member of Godzilla Media.
Apparently,
check out his podcast.
Apparently, there are some teams he's allowed to work with while working for the Albany Firewolves. But he couldn't start this week. So for the first time ever, PA, I was the one who's like, pass from 13 under Cuffler intended for 24, Carl Mofor. Blah, blah, blah. That was me. And then but I got to yell first down and be aggressive, and it was fun. I had a good time with it. Problem is, it was raining like this insane. It was monsoon season at UAlbany. So I get done. I'm excited. I'm going to go home. I know the kids coming home. We're going to watch a movie. It's going to be a lot of fun. All that good stuff. Get to the truck, probably about a mile from the broadcast booth to where I had to park, maybe 3/4 mile. I don't know. Pouring rain, disgusting wet. Get the truck, no phone. Haul my big butt all the way back, thinking it's just sitting where I was sitting. No phone. Our guy Griff, who runs game day ops, starts calling my phone. Nobody answers. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go home. I'll message you. I'll send you like my kid's number because I can't think of the top of my head kind of thing, whatever. And then if it shows up, just call us and let me know. Get home, and I go on Facebook Messenger. And I know I had to see you in the next morning, so I message you, hey, I might not be there. I can't be on the golf course for 4 or 5 hours without my phone in case my kid needs me. I don't have my phone. I message Lindsay, who is the my director of media over at the Empire. I go, hey, I lost my phone. She goes, I know. Coach called me. So I'm like, wow, I know I introduced her to Coach Gattuso because we did the UAlbany night, but I can't believe that Coach would, after a tough loss, we'll get into that in a second. I can't believe he would take the time to call Lindsay to be like, hey, I found Dummy's phone. No, Coach Manaz. I'm like, wait. Coach of the Empire, who lives in Michigan in the offseason, called you to tell you that he found my phone. She's like, yeah, message is going. So I hit up Coach, and he's already in bed because he's Coach and he chills. And he goes, what's up, buddy? He starts talking away. I'm like, you have my phone? He goes, no, I know where it is. Like, how do you know where my phone is? Like, what are you talking about? So he went to call me to talk to me after the thing to see how the PA gig went because he knew I was a little nervous about it. Some girl answers. He goes, I thought it was your daughter. I started talking to her, asking where her dad was. And she's like, what? He goes, so he realizes it's not. It's just my phone must have fallen out of my pocket and it was laying on the lawn at UAlbany. She says she leaves it somewhere. I get Griff back on the horn. Griff figures out it's at the campus center. I now haul my butt all the way back from Latham to UAlbany, pick up Griff at his office, drive over to the campus center. While he's in finding my phone, I see my mask. You have to have a mask on anywhere indoors at UAlbany, is sitting where his feet are about to be. So I go to reach over to get that, and now I've got my full fat ass all on like on the center console reaching down, and it's like I'm teetering on one rib. Teetering. All of a sudden I hear it popped in and out, and it's been killing me ever since. So that's how I hurt my rib. And then I keep telling everybody it didn't hurt that bad. I almost threw up right then from the pain. Can you imagine being poor Griff? Runs the game, does all the things, has to stay later to help his friend find his phone, comes back, and if I was just sitting there in my own vomit, like you should be like, all right, here's your phone, get out of here.
And you played 8. I was going to say you played 18. You played about 13 and a half holes. You almost made it through the whole 18 because the pain was getting you. I'd say
I stopped driving at one point. Later in the game.
At hole 5 or hole 6, whatever we were on our account, you took one big old hack, and I saw the rib. I'm like, oh my, it hurt.
I started crying. Like tears started streaming down my face.
So
if I hit right, like the few times I had a good swing, it didn't hurt. So that should tell you something right there. I suck.
If you had a cracked rib or a pulled rib or some type of rib injury, please leave a comment during the show's episode. Help Levack out. It hurts every time he breathes. Any advice you could give him besides, I don't know, very heavy pain medicine is not going to help. But if you ever had a rib injury, I've heard how painful they can be. Help our guy out here with any type of remedy you have.
Lucky for me, I didn't use all my pain meds when I had the surgery on the back of my head.
Aha.
So I'm going to be able to sleep tonight at least get some sleep tonight. It is Levack and Goz. We're live here at the Hideaway. You can check us out on the Techies Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page, the Hideaway Facebook page, as well as the Godzilla Media YouTube. Apparently, Jared is somewhere in here and is now listening live because he just said whiskey is the key to getting rid of my rib pain. No, I'm okay right now. It's just like I can't sleep on that side. I can't, real deep breaths are a mistake. Carrying things not good, so this show's gonna be hard carrying your ass for an hour and a half. But no, so we're here. We'd love if everybody came to the Hideaway. You can laugh at me when I wince every once in a while, but it was like when am I ever gonna get another chance to golf with you and Boston Dan and Jared and all that? So it had to be done.
Back to UAlbany. First, final, put the closing bow on this. A to F self-evaluation. What's your grade
on golf?
On your PA skills. Would you do it again?
No, because Falvo's there, thank God. Like a C plus.
Okay.
People love the energy because I would the first downs I would get really, especially a big play that turned into a first down. I would get loud and you talk about Death Wish Coffee being here. They sponsor third downs, so when the defense gets the other offense, Villanova in this case, into a third down, it's like that's a Death Wish Coffee. third down, like, and I would go big. And coach hit me up the next day and said, hey, it was really cool that the energy that you brought. I didn't know if you were going to be able to do it, kind of thing. So,
well, speaking about energy and bringing the intensity and everything else, we did not do a good enough job on the show previously. We were live from Johnson Supply in Troy about noting how high nationally ranked Villanova was going into that game.
I said it.
Did
it was
you?
5. Yeah, I said
I
it.
missed it. I'm sorry.
Wait, you weren't listening to me?
What? All right, I did not realize Villanova.
Yeah.
Must have ignored Levack when he brought up the point that Villanova was a top 5 team in the country. The Wildcats were so good against Penn State, an FBS opponent. It feels as if that game for UAlbany, you could blame weather, but if anything, that weather probably benefited UAlbany because Villanova was just a huge favorite going into that game. But the special teams plays a difference in that game, right? The poor punter, slippery ball. He tries to kick it, and he could have sat on it, but a bunch of guys.
Well, and he got hurt. You lost one, and then you're missing field goals. There's a couple really nice throws from Undercuffler down the field, but when you're looking back into that rain, it's hard to pull the ball. And I mean, they say excuses are like buttholes. Everybody's got one, and Coach Gattuso spoke today, and he's putting it on the coaching staff. He said it's us who has to make the change. So I'll go with that if he says it. But it was Undercuffler really impressed me, to be honest with you, the way he played. A couple bad throws, nothing too bad, but a couple. The fact that he was out there slinging it, and weird moment. I'm waiting to give a pass to someone so they could come in, and I look over, and on the curb out in front of Casey Stadium is Undercuffler. In between warm up and getting suited up, he's standing out front. So I walk over, I go, star quarterback / head, valet. And he's like, my dad's pulling up. I go, it's Levack. He goes, I know who you are. I'm like, well, I just, you didn't even look over.
He's in your game mode, man. Right, yeah.
Well, I go, the wind is bad. I go, your arm is probably the only thing that's going to really cut through this wind. And he's like, I'm not afraid at all. And he was excited. He was ready to go. And you saw it. I mean, it sucked. They lost 17-10, but the number 5 team in the country in the FCS. So Villanova's good. Running backs. Saw their running back, Covington, warming up before the game. His legs are your torso. He had, he's that dude was, he's a specimen. He's a freak.
When you think about Villanova running backs, Brian Westbrook's the first name that pops in my mind. So when you have a back built like that, who knows? Maybe he'll get a chance to play on Sundays at some point or play the next level when you're built like that for Villanova playing well. And who knows? The next time we talk about Villanova, we might be talking about the Wildcats competing for a Final Four spot in the FCF playoffs. So that's how good Villanova could be. And you flip it over back to UAlbany, still looking for their first win of the season. It's an historically bad start, but we knew it was going to be struggles for how tough the schedule was. They get the pink game. Hopefully the weather's good. You get a really nice crowd to cheer them on. You break the streak. You get a good offense going. You come off a really tough opponent. You can kind of have a new bar sent for you. Hopefully things change on Saturday. That's also a perfect time to tell you there are seats available on the Godzilla Media bus. We're going to the pink game, GodzillaMedia.com. Be a part of the first Godzilla Media bus trip. Your chance to go to the pink game thanks to Johnstone Supply in Troy. The fall weather is here. Make sure your house is heated properly. Make sure your air filters are set up the way they should be. 6th Avenue in Troy. Johnstone Supply in Troy. Be a part of the bus. Entries end on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Don't miss out on that. I buckled. I turned the heat on today when I got home. It was super cold. Just enough to take the chill out. It's like I gotta set like 60 just to keep the chill out of the air. But I was thinking of our guy Tom and everybody over at Johnstone Supply. I was like, and it doesn't work. I know where I'm going to get the parts. I know what's gonna happen. Speaking of my savior, Coach Manaz says we're looking good. Coach again found my phone from Michigan. That's right. From Michigan, Coach found my phone in Albany. I'm just going to put that out there. That's skills.
He might have track your phone app for you somehow. Somehow maybe he's got it on his phone.
I didn't tell you this part. So, Coach, Coach, we usually talk once, twice a day, whatever it is. So, doesn't get to talk to me because I don't have my phone. He calls later to see if I actually got my phone, and I realized to myself, I'm like, there's a small chance that Coach doesn't realize that it's me if I start messing with him right now. So I'm in the truck. I hit answer. I'm like, hello, this is Pico. And he goes, Pico? Who's it? What? I'm like, Pico, large large white man drop phone. Pico phone now. And Pico love phone. He's like, he starts laughing. He goes, so you found your phone, idiot? I'm like, yeah, thank you for your help, Coach. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, my God. I wish I could have been the other and watched Coach's reaction to that. Ready to toss it, smash it. Who the hell's Pico?
I'll tell you what, Pico, I'm coming there, and I'm going to kick your ass.
Speaking about college football as well, another heartbreaking weekend for Syracuse football.
Dude.
Good. Come on. You're killing me,
You know what's
Syracuse.
the worst part about
My goodness.
Syracuse losing 17-14 to Clemson?
God.
You can't bet Syracuse in New York State because I totally would have had them with the points.
All they do is cover.
Would have had them
All
with
they
the
do
points.
is cover.
Too bad my friend who was in New Jersey totally bet. Wasn't around to bet it for me.
There are fans now in Syracuse that are double disappointed after that Friday loss at Clemson. Obviously, because of what happened, and you get the L. We talked about this, the 44 situation. Sean Tucker's awesome. The running back's great. Like, he is in the conversation this season.
He's won you over because you weren't. It didn't feel like you were 100% sold. You weren't buying the hype.
No, and him, Walker at Michigan State's in that conversation. Robinson at Texas, but he's one of the top 5 running backs in the country. That's how good Sean Tucker is. But Syracuse fans are going to look at Dino Babers.
Is he your vote for Heisman? All right, wait a minute. Let me ask you that. This is actually a real question. You can actually answer. Levack and Goz. Anybody who doesn't know, Goz has a Heisman vote.
In the process, retaining the Heisman vote.
Historically, Goz has had a Heisman vote, and hopefully will again.
Knock on wood.
How, let's say Sean Tucker continues to play at the level he's at, where he's a bona fide candidate to win the Heisman, not just go to New York for the Heisman, and he's really close to somebody else. Maybe the other person's a little bit better. How in the world are you not going to go with your beloved Orange?
Sadly, the reason I would not vote for somebody like Tucker is the performance in the biggest games of the season for his team did not result in victories. I think this stat is correct. Someone can check me on this. I believe the last time a Heisman Trophy winner was from a losing team is 1959, the Golden Boy, Paul Hornung. And the reason I know that is just because it's the most...
see over your shoulder.
It's the most biased Heisman vote of all time. You know who should have won that year? Jim Brown. Yeah, Jim Brown didn't finish in the top 5 in the South that year. So let's talk about, how certain things were a little bit racist back in the late 1950s. That Jim Brown did not finish in the top 5. Paul Hornung won at 5-7 for Notre Dame. So
if you voted for Jim Brown this year, I'd allow it. Right. I'd be like, good pick. Go.
So that's the problem with Tucker. Syracuse is still, I say it all the time, if they get to 6 wins, that's good enough because they get to a bowl game likely in the Northeast. Clemson's bad. Like DJ Ungalalele, like what happened?
Ungalalele.
He's not the same quarterback we knew from the past. He's not the same guy. The defense isn't as tough as it used to be. They get Pitt this week. I watched Kenny Pickett play against Virginia Tech. We want to talk about the best quarterbacks in the country. Pickett might be the number 1 pick in the draft. If you're a fan of like the New York Giants, if you're a fan of a team that needs a quarterback, I think Pickett's caught up to Willis and Spencer Rattler's on the bench now. Like, that's been the new story of college football. Bench your quarterback. Yeah. And one other thing to add real quick about Syracuse, we talked about this in the preseason, that it's going to be Schrader or DeVito or Schrader. Tommy DeVito announces this week he's leaving Syracuse. He's going to the transfer portal because of COVID. He has another year left. The red shirt's less than 4 games. So now he's gone. He just quit the team and said, bye, see ya. I'm going to play my final year somewhere else. That's been the big story this week of Rattler gets benched, DeVito leaves. You can look across the country and say the quarterbacks we thought were going to be good are gone.
Don't forget, you can watch us live at the Tech East Fire and Water Restoration Facebook page, as well as the Hideaways Facebook page, and live on Godzilla Media's YouTube. TTL man,
I know that guy,
said the 1956 Heisman won by my friend Paul Hornung. For those of you who don't know, that's CrossFit Kringle. That's TG2.
My dad would probably like to tell the story that the Golden Boy, Paul Hornung, would be in a wheelchair the last few years we partied at New York City because that's like the Marriott Marquis was where the ceremony of the post all takes place. Paul Hornung, before the ceremony was over, would get wheeled in and have a bunch of drinks and ladies next to him every single year. 80-plus years old, a few females sitting in the wheelchair throwing some back. The Golden Boy. That's late Golden Boy now.
I'm all in. Actually, I'll trade with him right now, as a matter of fact. Our boy Girk said he's a top fan. He's in. He's right. He's been rated as a top fan.
All right.
Jamie Hensel says hi. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. You know what? I do want to point out, Girk was on his best behavior on yesterday, because Girk usually will go out of his way to aggravate the hell out of me, and he didn't. He was too busy fighting with Boston Dan for spilling drinks all over his Jeep. So we were good.
He was killing Boston Dan. He goes, "You did this to them."
Can you tell I'm loaded up on pain meds and just don't care what we talk about? Just want to tell stories and jokes. Can you tell?
Anything else exciting from the college football weekend? I know Rattler gets benched. People are talking about Caleb Williams. Georgia plays great defense. You know what, though? As a college football fan, I hate to do this. It's probably, we pre-gamed it too, not one of the best weekends of the season.
Well,
some of these non-traditional powers are taking off.
Do you want to know why it's actually like it could be a really, really cool weekend? Have you been paying attention to the insanity that is college football this year? Because 25 ranked teams have lost to unranked teams so far this year. And by the way, no ranked team is playing a ranked team this weekend. So it could go crazy. We could have people just getting absolutely annihilated, get kicked out of the whole thing.
Our pal Steven, who I don't think is watching at this point, if he is Steven, we told you that
So
Iowa was in trouble. We told you your Hawkeyes
you
were
did
in
do
trouble. If that's the case, Levack, I feel like you just put me on the spot here, and I kind of want to know the answer. If no ranked teams are playing ranked teams, where the hell is College Game Day this weekend?
I don't know. I know
there
clue.
were rumors out there that they might go to an Ivy League game, but now I'm curious where Game Day is this week. If somebody knows, leave that message and let us know.
I know they're not going to be at the Hideaway. They should be. Michigan all the way up to 6, by the way. Yeah,
higher.
Well, you think
Over Bama? Then Bama's got one loss.
Yeah, but if you played on a neutral field, who are you taking?
Them.
Yeah, right. But yeah, as long as Georgia's won, everything else I don't give all that much about. I don't know why he's kissing up to you, but Gurka says you're a good person.
We had a private conversation, him and I. Like
what?
Mr. Mack did to me in the 10th grade, pulled me aside.
He pulled you aside, or you pulled him aside?
He did, like Mr. Mack did to me in the 10th grade.
What did he talk to you?
Come over here, kid.
What did he lecture you about?
Stay away from those bad boys over there. You're a good one.
Is that what he said with us? You were the mess. You were having a blast.
I was having a great time.
I have not seen you cut loose like that in this state. Last time I saw you cut loose like that was in Miami. We were covering the Super Bowl.
It's true. I've no comeback. That's absolutely right.
That's not a comeback. I'm just being real with you. That was Goz's. Let's put it like this. Listen, everybody stops. Everybody's responsible. Everybody's getting rides and everything like that. We end up going under the orange roof with Boston Dan. I'm still sipping water. I'm relaxing, eating wings like it's my job, as you can tell by my swimmer's build. Goz is still going. Goz is still going to the point where I don't know when you got your vehicle. Is it right now?
No, I got Ubered and then got yelled at on the way back. But it's fine. You know what? When you have a kid, you get those precious weekends. You get one every couple months. You enjoy it, then you move on. And
same here. My kid's 18, but I'm like, whatever.
Well, Zach and I will be rented out, by the way. You need some partners for captain and crew, just someone to drive the cart and drink the beer. We're ready to go if you pay us to do it, obviously.
That's what I forgot to do. I was gonna Venmo request money from Chad here at the Hideaway for playing golf. It is Levack and Goz. We're live at the Hideaway. Don't forget, halftime of the Bills-Titans game will be your chance to win that Josh Allen jersey right there. That every time I point at it, I remember I shouldn't be doing that. It
hurts the ribs
a little bit, a little bit. But no, it's gonna be a lot of fun here as always. Great food specials as always here at the Hideaway. Everything tastes good. Everything is good. Ice cold beers, amazing selection. Got Bud Light draft specials, Bud Light seltzer draft, Bud Light Platinum. What do you need? You want some food? Huh? Got all kinds of options for you here at the Hideaway for the Monday Night Football game tonight. Bills versus Titans. Not so rapid recap in the NFL this weekend. It was a fun weekend of games. A lot of crazy stuff going on. I did okay. I did okay. I don't remember how my picks did.
I will announce our picks on our Friday show when we broadcast live from Mohawk Honda. So I have not checked our picks. Ooh. I feel like our locks were very good this week.
All right. Well, I know there was money on my tickets. So when I went today to put the tickets in, I didn't even look at what they're. I just scanned them. I was like, oh look,
they're cash and they're winners.
Yeah, look at money.
Winners.
All right. Let's run through the not so rapid recap. Starting with yesterday's game. Let's get right into this thing, man. Look at these Giants. Like who are they? No, really, who are they? All the guys I knew are hurt. Like, I'm listening to everybody today just on, like, multiple New York sports talk shows and everything like that. Annihilate Judge, annihilate all these guys on the, the coaching staff and Kettleman, this, and guys, who's left? Like, who's out there? Like, I feel like you're a lazy fan right now if you just instantly blame the coaching staff when you went into this game without Kenny Galladay. You went into this game without Saquon Barkley. You got Daniel Jones, who probably shouldn't be back yet. He passed concussion protocol, though. You lose Andrew Thomas early in the game, and you lose Kadarius Toney early in the game. And those are just the ones I'm thinking off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more. You're talking about 5 like legit starters, key pieces to this team. None of them in this game against the Rams, who are one of the best teams in the NFL.
The Giants got killed. It wasn't the Giant team that you just mentioned that we thought it would be kicking off in week 6 of the season because of all the injuries. But I'm glad we came off the college segment to this pro segment because that's the best way to describe this. If you want to complain at the college level that the depth isn't there, that's recruiting, and that falls on the program. That's the coach. You should have a freshman and sophomore who's ready to go. Maybe not experienced, might blow a coverage or something, but the talent's there. The pros don't work like that. Like, if you have bad backups, the reason they're on the roster is because they're cheap. Like, you don't have a bunch of multi-millionaire, 10, 20, $15 million guys on your bench because you just can't afford them.
Right.
And that's what the Giants had, is that they're not deep. They're also not good. You can't combine those things and play the Rams, and that's why they got absolutely destroyed. And I'm totally with you on this. We could criticize Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman and Daniel Jones when they have the full team and the full roster. This is not a fair time to criticize what's happening for the Giants. I don't know whether or not that's going to give the Maras a break for their job security. That might not be a good enough excuse for them, but to evaluate this team without the star players is not the fair thing to do.
No, it is. It was rough too. And then, like, I'm always, you know me, I'm one of those guys, like, I like to try to see where it happened, because what I got to see in the first quarter, obviously we were a little preoccupied, but I got to see some of it later. First quarter, I was like, look, Giants kind of look like they kind of belong. But second quarter, Giants do not belong. Rams put up 28 points in the second quarter. If you erase the second quarter, Giants win 11-10. I'm just trying to find something for you. Trying to find something for you, Giants fans. G-men they fall to 1-5, 0-3 at home. Rams 5-1, 3-0 away, 38-11. The Las Vegas Raiders decide to let everybody know that we're still a football team and we can still play some football. And as predicted, proved that the Denver Broncos are the most overrated team in the NFL. Raiders 34-24. Derek Carr got busy, 18-27, 341 yards, 2 touchdowns. DC getting it done for the Raiders.
You know this, Levack. One of my favorite storylines so far through the NFL season, back to week 1, is could the AFC West get 3 playoff teams and now the expanded format, which is 7? And I told you that team would likely be the winner of the Broncos-Raiders game. There's a big separation between the Raiders and Broncos. Like, they owned the Broncos in that game. The Broncos have a lot more issues.
The score makes it look closer than it really was.
Yeah, they have a lot more issues. I'm going to ask you the question because I already know my answer. Do you feel like, even with the coaching change, that the Raiders are a playoff team?
Whew. I gotta see it against a better team.
Okay.
Because I mean, if you're being, I can't call Denver overrated and be like, yeah, but they beat them, so they're going. Eagles next week. Okay, at Giants. What do you do against the Chiefs? 11-14. What do you do against the Chiefs? You go out and you handle the Chiefs the way you handle the Broncos, you're a playoff team. You go out there and beat the Chiefs in some way, shape, or form, you're a playoff team. But I
is my memory failing me a little bit? Didn't the Raiders beat the Chiefs this season?
Not this season, last season.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I know they always play them tough. The
yeah.
Chargers beat the Chiefs. That's
they
right.
always play the Chiefs tough, but look, the Chiefs are the better team right now. Even though they're not playing like it all the time, they're the better team right now. You go out there and that's a game you should. Eagles are going to give them a fight. That's a good game to watch just for a quick barometer. You should beat the Giants, even though it's in New York, even though you never play well on that trip. You should beat those 2 teams. You beat those 2 teams, and then you even take a close one from the Chiefs, and you're a playoff team.
I would say yes, the Raiders are a playoff team. I feel as if the Titans and the Bills will both run away with their divisions. That leaves it to a third-place team in either the North or the West getting that spot, and all those teams will fight it out for that, whether it's the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, or – I mean, the Browns are in last place, and their losses to the Cardinals. You know what? I won't get to that. We're going to the Browns in a little bit.
Yeah, Basaki is fun to watch, though.
Yeah.
The interim coach, like, he always comes out with, like, papers, like, he doesn't know what he's going to talk about. He's just like, he's always like, yeah, I got my notes here. You guys say, you know what? I'm in a good mood. You just ask questions. And then he just said, like.
It's a college professor for his first semester teaching. Like, I don't know. This is
I'm only teaching this class so they give me a budget to figure out my whatever I'm doing. You know, that's what I'm.
Syllabus, I guess.
Yeah, let's have that happen. All right, keeping on with this thing. We're live here at the Hideaway. The Miami Dolphins across the pond lose 23-20 to the Jags. Had this one, my friend. I had this one.
Finally, the Jags cash for you.
Finally. Well, Well, remember, I bet against them week 1 with the Texans. I had this one. Dolphins just don't look right. Tua plays well, not enough. Jacksonville runs the football. I think, to be honest with you, I think the week of moving on from Gruden helped the Raiders get their heads right and put a chip on their shoulder. And I think it helped Jacksonville to not be distracted by their stuff. And Urban Meyer was able to just quietly do his work.
Positives and negatives here for the Jags. The positive is they trusted the kicker, who the story is going around the NFL that I think he was selling insurance with Jared 6 weeks ago. Really, he's an insurance guy. Never played college football. And he's blasting kicks right, I believe is his last name, where he's nailing these kicks from all over the place. So the Jag kicker is knocking down these massive kicks, and no one's ever heard of him before.
Right.
Yeah. So that's one storyline. The second storyline is, and maybe I'm being a way too insider diving deep into this, but you would think when a coach wins his first ever NFL game, the players would give him the Gatorade bath. They, go over and shake it. That wasn't the reaction. If you see the sideline shot, they have the kick going in. Trevor Lawrence is right next to Urban Meyer. And rather than like Lawrence going over to hug him, and I feel like I'm breaking down the celebration, but still, he doesn't go to Urban Meyer. He just runs on the field. Urb's by himself, where it's like, okay, if the players loved Urban Meyer, that's a moment where you go celebrate with your coach. That didn't happen from the TV shots I saw. They win, but Jacksonville still has some issues for the rest of the season, more so than they thought they were going to have.
Lawrence is a weird dude, too, though. He's a different kind of dude.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, what'd you want him to do? Be the second blonde to grind on Urban Meyer in the last few weeks? Is that what you wanted? All right, carrying on with the not-so-rapid recap. The Green Bay Packers beat the Chicago Bears 24-14, and we have not heard from John, who was on the show a little while ago, since that final score. It's kind of nice. Aaron Rodgers has a really fun moment at the end of the game. He says he got a double bird from some lady in the stands, and then proceeded to tell her and everyone listening that he owns the Bears. I own you.
Was Aaron Rodgers, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Maxwell, Jacob Friedman from AEW? Rodgers goes full heel, and I love it. I knew this was going to be a blowout, even though it's a divisional game. The Packers are slowly turning the team we thought they were, and according to late Denny Green, the Bears are who we thought they were.
If you want to crown them, then crown them. All right, carrying on. Cincinnati Bengals 34-11 over the Lions. I thought that I don't know what to make of this Lions team at all. I know they're not good. Like I'm not silly enough to think that they're where they belong or even close. But I feel like they like Dan Campbell. I feel like they like him and play hard for him. Not hard enough though, as Cincinnati gets it done 34-11. Joe Burrow 3 touchdowns. Joe Mixon 94 yards on the ground, and Jamar Chase continues his rookie campaign, 4 catches, 97 yards.
A lot of stuff happens in this game. So first, let's sit on the Burrow situation and Chase, because their old coach, Ed Orgeron, Coach O, we saw this on the golf course. Coach O is going to be gone at the end of the season, but he's going to make like $17 million plus for the next few seasons. And Joe Burrow was asked about it at the press conference and said he loves Coach O. The great Heisman Trophy speech he gave about Coach O, the transfer and everything else. He changed the program, and Coach O's out. So these LSU guys, Chase and Burrow, have put the Bengals in a winning position right now. Cincinnati's games are always close. Well, we talked about the Raiders being a playoff team. What else does Cincinnati have to do for us to start looking at the Bengals and think this is a true contender for a playoff spot as soon as this season and how well they're playing? So that game's more for me. I know you covered a lot of good stuff there about the Lions. I agree with most of it. Cincinnati is going to be this team for the next 3 months. We're going to look at it and be like, okay, maybe this is Burrow has changed everything. How good would Cincinnati have been last season if Burrow didn't blow out his knee?
Oh my God.
So there we go.
Sure.
Cincinnati's the most interesting team, I feel like, across the entire NFL for the next 10 plus weeks.
You want my respect? Earn it in Baltimore.
This week, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Earn it in Baltimore. You earn it in Baltimore. Whew, that's something, because I think that Ravens team is only getting better. Carson Wentz decided to play like he remembered what a football was. 2 touchdowns, 11-20, 223 in the air. But Jonathan Taylor, the real story, 14 carries, 145 yards, over 10 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns, as the Colts annihilate the Texans 31-3.
That run by Jonathan Taylor in the game, it's an 83-yard run he has. He gets caught from behind. Here's a wild stat. As long as the Colts have been around, that's the longest run in Colts history. I could not believe that stat. Well, the Colts have Edgerrin, James, and Marshall Falk. You can run through the list of good Colt running backs that
Dixon.
that never went that far. I love these two things in sports. I love it, Levack. What's my number one favorite thing involving this school right here?
Wait, what?
Right here, watch. Is Texas back?
Texas back?
I love it every Saturday. My other thing is to rip on Carson
I thought
Wentz.
you were pointing. I'm like,
I'm sorry. The horns are moving too much.
There's a really nice drawing of the Saratoga Lake Golf Club up there.
I love watching Texas collapse. It's my favorite thing. And I also love when Carson Wentz stinks to get our guy Bryce going. I love watching Carson Wentz. And now it's double because Carson Wentz is on the Colts. Our pal Taylor, sports with the Zenit T, he's a Colts fan. And I want Wentz to stink. Yeah. And he is so good right now. I know they get the Niners in a big game.
I mean, it's Houston.
He is a lot better this season than he was the past 2 years. I got to give Wentz credit when credit's due. The Colts have turned things around, and hat tip to Carson Wentz. I think he's got another big game in store next week when they get the Niners.
We'll find out. We will find out. But that's that. We'll do that probably on like Friday. We'll talk
Friday from Mohawk, yeah.
From Mohawk Honda, right?
Mohawk Honda. For those who go out of the way to please him.
All right, the Chiefs right the ship a little bit, 31-13 over the Washington football team. Patrick Mahomes, 32-47, 397 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darrell Williams runs for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Travis Kelce 1 yard shy of 100 receiving. The whole story stolen by Jackson Mahomes, who is, I mean, in all sincerity, stay home. Just stay home. They honor last minute. Washington football team decides to honor Sean Taylor, retired 21. This dumbass starts doing TikTok video dances on the memorial site of the field. Like, he is the worst. The worst.
Are you ready to buy the internet theory that Daniel Snyder paid Jackson Mahomes to do that to distract it from?
No, I'm not.
No? All right. I went down
9 times out of 10, if you say internet theory, just pencil me as no.
Jackson Mahomes being a social media influencer that he is. Yeah, it's just so dumb. But
can we get the Kardashians back, please?
One's engaged to Travis Barker now. The other one's hosting Saturday Night Live. The other one's
I have not watched a single episode of Saturday Night Live since it came back this season.
Neither.
I used to watch it all the time. I'll have to sit down and watch it.
This whole game was a mess. You mentioned the Sean Taylor stuff. I feel for Sean Taylor fans. They are a very passionate group. Again, back to the internet. They wanted that to be better and should have been. There was no speech at halftime. The memorial was
you
on
threw
the
it together
sidelines.
last minute to try to win your fans back.
And then Daniel Snyder, are you serious? You showed up in a hoodie. You were a billionaire, and you're honoring one of the great Washington football players of all time. Put a suit on. Put a polo on. Levack and I wore a polo.
Put his jersey on.
My God, dude, we wore a polo to the golf course. Couldn't put that on?
Put a 21 jersey on.
What a clown, man. So many clowns were across that field. The cool thing is that viral moment, of Mahomes. Have you seen the clip of him just running around and running around and running around? And like, this guy's unbelievable. So I think every team wants to forget that game ever happened. So we'll forget it now after this.
All right. The Minnesota Vikings go ahead and get it done in overtime, 34-28 over the Panthers. Kirk Cousins, 33 of 40, threw the ball 48 times, 3 touchdowns, 373 yards in the air. Dalvin Cook, 29 carries, 140 yards, and a touchdown. And Adam Thielen, 11 catches, 126 yards and a touchdown. How do you only have 34 points? How do you only have 34?
We knew going into this game it was a pick 'em and get down to a little less than 3 points. Going into this could have been the best game of the week. It ended up turning out to be one of the best. Yeah, this game, McCaffrey's still not there for Carolina. We'll say it every single week because he got re-injured. He's now on the IR, not the full season IR. There you go, short-term IR.
Yeah.
Not good news for Panther fans. As for a Viking fan, is your team exciting to watch? Because I'm trying to figure that out. You're in a lot of close games. Dalvin Cook isn't always out there. I wouldn't extreme Mr. Excitement is Kirk Cousins. Viking fan, I'm still trying to figure you out, too. I think I'm actually going to watch more Viking football on purpose.
Why say it like that?
I just don't think that team is super exciting, but they've turned out to be an exciting team so far this season.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was I think I gave up on Minnesota a little too early. Good game from them. Carolina's got some stuff she's got to figure out. Chuba Hubbard's fine. They still got weapons. They should be able to play. They did it most of last year with Mike Davis. Why can't you do it with Chuba? All right. Baltimore Ravens are getting better every week as a team. 34-6, they beat the Chargers. Lamar Jackson, not his best day, not even close to his best day. Lamar Jackson goes out. He is sacked 3 times. He loses 27 yards. He has 2 interceptions. He only throws for 167 yards and 1 touchdown. But the running game for Baltimore is flat out obscene. A mixture of Devonta Freeman, Lamar Jackson, Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, Devin Duvernay, and Tyler Huntley all run the football. Huntley more of a mop-up kind of thing. But touchdowns from Freeman, touchdown from Murray, touchdown from Bell. They know how to win football games their way, and they get it done.
Think about that. Freeman, Bell, Murray. 2 months ago, those guys were all on the streets. Those guys were not in the NFL. Well, technically, Murray was on the Saints, but it was a little bit different. But those guys were out of a job at that point, and it was happening. Then you think about this situation. Yeah, with Lamar Jackson, even though statistically he's not great in that game, how about the rest of the week that happens for him? Lamar Jackson has his number retired by Louisville. It's going to come in November. That his number 8 will never be worn again by his college team. And Lamar Jackson, with this victory over LA, passes Dan Marino for the most wins by an NFL quarterback before the age of 25 years old. Think about that. Like, when you think Dan Marino, you think ultimate NFL quarterback, drop back, sling it. Lamar Jackson and Dan Marino, I don't know if they could be any different of players, but sure enough, now Jackson, the most wins by any quarterback ever before 25 years old.
And by the way, I think his birthday's in January, so
he's got some time to add to it. Yeah,
he's going to be able to pad those numbers just a little bit. Levack and Goz live from the Hideaway, giving away that Josh Allen jersey at halftime of the game tonight. So get here, put your name in the box, and you could win it. Cardinals 37, Browns 14, and I guess the Cardinals are for real, like absolutely for real. I thought that the Browns were built to beat the Cardinals. I thought that's how they were built. It was going to happen. I was really wrong. I was really, really wrong. The one thing about the Cardinals that I think we're all missing out on, James Conner brings a physical toughness to their offense that they don't really seem to have. We just kind of ignore it. You got Kyler Murray running all over the place, bombing the football. You got really great wide receivers, and now you got a back who's going to go out there and get you the tough yards, eat the clock for you, James Conner.
No Cliff Kingsbury because of COVID, that late scratch. I like doing the late scratch like a horse racing situation for Kingsbury. So if you're a power ranking person, Bills Mafia, I'm not trying to get the Bills Mafia mad at me, but if we did the power rankings of the best NFL teams, the answer is Arizona. So stop trying to put LA or Green Bay, Tampa. The answer is Arizona. They're undefeated, and yes, right? Would you put the Bills at number 1 over Arizona right now? They're undefeated. They played well.
I think the Bills would beat Arizona. Who would win?
I think Arizona might get them. I will find out tonight. If Buffalo has some trouble against Tennessee, I would feel, look, if they blow out Tennessee, I'll feel less confident about my Arizona answer. But they've done everything to be the best team right now with wins over Cleveland, with wins over LA. Arizona's the best team. Now with that going forward, let's talk about Cleveland real quick. Kareem Hunt's out for a few weeks.
Yep.
And I turn on Get Up this morning, and I hear Greenberg do his tease. Is it time for Baker Mayfield to be done in Cleveland? I'm like, what the hell? What happened?
But they've been wanting that all along. Wait a minute, Hunt's in, Chubb's out, right? Or is it?
Both might be on. I know Hunt got
Jesus,
started off the field, but here's the thing with Baker, right? Baker loses to LA in the fourth quarter, Kansas City in the fourth quarter, and then he loses to Arizona. Kansas City, Arizona, and LA, and people are saying the Browns are done. Those are 3 of the top 7 teams in the NFL.
You know what?
And Baker's hurt.
The thing about Baker is that he just never looks 100% like. Thank you. Don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, and play golf with a broken rib to show us that you love the show. Levack and Goz. He never fully looks like you want him to look. You know what I mean? He never fully gets it done. He never, even when he has like a great game, you kind of look around and go, yeah, because Chubb and Hunt made you so dynamic and this and the other. You put that running game out there with a lot of guys. You put that defense as what it should be out there with a lot of guys. You're going to win a lot of football games. I just think he's not You're not a world beater.
You're so happy Baker stinks now. You want to call Coach Will Brown. I got to text Coach in a couple of weeks. I got to get in there with Goz interview coming up with him. Hopefully, maybe he'll say no. You want to be on that open and say, I told you, Coach, Baker stinks. I'm taking back my apology. No, they're fine, Cleveland. It's not Baker's fault. Knock it off, Cleveland. Get something else to talk about, Tony Rossi.
How dare you? Probably the most exciting game of the day, the Dallas Cowboys in New England. They beat the Patriots 35-29 in overtime. This is one of those ones. This was the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight. knockout punch, you're down. Nope, I'm back. Knockout punch, you're down. No, I'm back. Knockout punch. And then finally Dallas drops the last knockout punch, wins the game.
Remember that fun stat I had going into this game that the Dallas Cowboys were the only team that's covered every game against the spread? That stat's now dead. They didn't cover. For New England, man, they're good. They're not putting in the win column right now, but they're good.
I thought they did cover.
No, I don't think they did. I thought it was a 4.5 point spread for Dallas. Unless my math is off.
Yeah, they won by 6.
Oh, my God. Look at that. Dallas covered.
They're 6-0 against the spread.
There you go. 6-0 for Dallas.
Sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute. I know I got that one right because that was one of my picks.
Man, I'm kicking myself now because I backed off on that pick. Darn it. I talked myself over Sunday night that it was in. Anyways, so look, New England's better than I thought too. We're watching that game at Hooters, and New England has the lead for a majority of that time in that second quarter. Mac Jones is good. Belichick is good. I just don't know if their skill guys are good enough against Dallas, and I think, again, it's more of a compliment to Dallas. You want to talk about team Super Bowl contender? Dallas is right in the mix for it.
I would put Dallas over Arizona. David, how about them Cowboys?
Couldn't.
How about them? I don't like. I'm sorry, they just don't like. And maybe it's going to be one of those things where the whole season I'm sitting there telling you all the teams that are better than Arizona and they're in the Super Bowl. You never know.
Like an Eagles situation a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I actually did pick them to win it, so I redeemed myself. All right, last game on the tilt is another overtime thriller last night. 23-20, Steelers beat the Seahawks, get it done. Roethlisberger does enough. Alex Collins looked like he was going to go ahead and help the Seahawks win this game. But ultimately, what it all came down to is a little overtime field goal love from the Steelers.
Russell Wilson goes. Did you see this video of Russell Wilson?
Oh, my God, the full game. God. He did the full game. Like, he's in the huddle. He's on one knee. He's running around. Why are you hating Mr. Unlimited?
Do you know if somebody did that in their backyard doing a 2-minute drill by themselves?
You never did that?
Not by myself.
You never did that? You never had like fourth quarter is leading the strip. You don't do the whole thing?
Okay, maybe I've done that, but not in front of thousands of people. Good luck. There you go. Yeah, like not in front of thousands of people. What a dork. My God, what a loser.
He just wants to play.
They hit the over in this game. At least I had that for 42.5. Seahawks covered. Geno Smith is not good. I don't know how he's even in the NFL. The pressure got there, and people try to blame Geno Smith for the end play. That's T.J. Watt. That's a really good play by T.J. Watt to make that play at the end. I wish I could tell you Pittsburgh impressed me. They didn't. Both those teams are not the teams they were 3 years ago, two seasons ago. Juju Smith-Schuster, you could argue that maybe the injury did have more of an impact than we thought. A little sloppy. Both those teams, man, are going to be having a tough road ahead if they want to be in the playoffs this season.
Is it true you only like T.J. Watt because he picks on J.J. Watt? Did you see his one post?
Derek Watt's out there too.
J.J. Watt's getting he's headed to the facility and he's got really tight pants on. He's got his phone in the front pocket, and T.J. Watt writes, "I think your phone needs some air, bro." It's so tight. Absurd. Hey, real quick, want to tell you about our good friends over at the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa, Dr. Fred Dreer and the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. I know a lot of people are freaked out because of some of the recalls for the machines and stuff. That's not a thing at Dr. Fred Dreer's Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. It's a mouthpiece, custom made for you. They make sure it's adjusted. They make sure it's right. You do the at-home sleep study. Really easy to clean, travel with, all of that. And it's just been a major difference maker for me. Every year I would lose my voice because I would snore so much it would destroy it. I couldn't my energy would suck. I wouldn't get any good sleep because I would stop breathing all the time while I was sleeping. Now the mouthpiece keeps the airway open. I'm sleeping way better. I'm feeling better. I'm able to roll through some of the crazy stuff that's been happening lately because I'm getting a better night's sleep. 518-885-6185. 518-885-6185. Dr. Fred Dreer and the Integrative Sleep Center in Boston Spa. They're helping me sleep better. They'll help you sleep better, too. We're live at the Hideaway. We're going to be here giving away this Josh Allen jersey right at the end of the first half. So make sure you come on by. Got some great drink and food specials for you, as we always do here at the Hideaway. And you can win the jersey. You can win. I mean, the guy could be MVP this year, and you can win the jersey for free.
It's a nice jersey. I was like, ooh, and on when they took it out.
Yeah, but you do that a lot. Shiny objects doesn't really take much for you to get excited. Actually, I should do this so Girk is happy. Also, speaking of being here at the Hideaway, Thursday, Yankee Whiskey and Citizen Cider paired dinner at the Hideaway. $50 for 6 courses. There, he'll be happy.
There's your plug.
There's your plug. Now go get your whiskey. How dare you? How dare you? Where's your whiskey? Did you want to do baseball talk at all?
Yeah,
not really. I don't really. I thought baseball was over.
You're still convinced the season ended a few weeks ago when the
Yeah.
Yankees were knocked off.
Who? I don't remember that happening. They won the championship or something, I thought.
I'm so glad Atlanta's playing well. I love
Yeah,
this
that is
Atlanta
fun to
Braves
watch.
team,
That is fun to
man.
watch.
We got double news coming from Atlanta, right? The Atlanta Braves are winning in the NLCS, and I know I'm jumping it a little bit just because the segue is sitting right there for me. Shout out to Kevin Herter. I don't know if we're going to squeeze
Oh,
this in.
yeah.
Kevin Herter's got a 4-year, $60+ million
Nice
contract.
job, buddy. Deserved
Could
it.
have
Well
become an
earned.
unrestricted free agent. Hopefully your agent made the right call. I know a lot of people every summer were like, so-and-so got how much money? Might have been one of those situations where they drafted a player. You saw the deal. You saw the money take it. But for the Braves, the crowd's
4 years,
into it.
$60 million. I think he's all right.
Yeah,
I
he'll
feel
be just fine.
that's
60
generational
plus,
money.
He's
That's
very good.
generational money. He's good.
You can build another basketball court and put your and our face right in the right in
Right.
half court if he wants.
I mean, I'm not going to stop him from doing it. Can you imagine what people would do to my face if it was on the court? Wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be good. I can tell you that.
But Dodger fan, look, how many times in a row are you going to be in this spot? I know you won the World Series. I know you finally did it, but it feels as if this is different for Atlanta. That they fought through, they've been closer, they played the Dodgers in postseasons past. I'm rooting for Atlanta, and on the opposite side with the Boston Red Sox. Man, you thought Houston was going to be the evil doer. They were going to go back to the World Series, but Boston finding ways to continue to stay in this series, finding ways. Tonight's a big night
Yeah.
for both these teams, right? Both these
absolutely.
teams are going to maybe won't go must win, but the advantage of Fenway Park in the postseason in October is something different when you get to watch games like that.
You know, the Sox they're playing really solid, exciting baseball. I don't like them. I don't want them to win, but I also don't want to see the other crappy team win. So I'm really okay either way. Like if somehow they could both lose and another team
It
could
can't.
pop in,
That's not a thing.
that would be phenomenal. I'd be all about it. But have you seen the number of people who are like getting their asses handed to them over Kike?
What do you mean? I don't know if I do know this.
So people's phones are correcting it to a very naughty word that would be applied to Jewish people,
Oh,
which is making everybody go, "How many times did you write that word that it went to it?" I've seen it like 2 people I know who are like they're done. They've been canceled in groups of friends. It's over. It's over. Kike, out in people.
Kike,
Happening. If it's good enough for Gruden, it's good enough for you. That's all there is to it.
former Valley Cat. So
Yeah.
there you go. There's another local connection to root for that.
Yeah.
Isn't
Again,
it Atlanta? Like, I know I'm giving the Braves a lot
Atlanta.
of credit, but like the Dodgers have won, the Red Sox have won, the Astros have won. I want to see a new
Well,
team.
the only reason, dude, let's just be real. You just said Kevin Herter got a sweet deal. How about his high school buddy gets a sweet deal? Win the World Series and get a sweet deal. Like Ian Anderson's last reason to really root for anybody in this thing. Like around here, unless you're a terrible Boston fan.
There is no local bias when you say this. He has been so good in the postseason. We're talking about like less than 10 starts in his career. His ERA is ridiculous. Nobody's moving the ball against him. Hits. He has been so good. And it's not just, when he's out there, he's getting a few innings. You're going to look to the future. Look, he's a top 5, top 2 pick in the MLB draft. They all thought he'd be the future. And he's done it. And he's been that good. And that's how good Atlanta's been. So go Braves, go. Rooting for you guys to keep doing well.
Yeah. Can't wait for next season when you get to play again. Because this season's over. So, all right, live here at the Hideaway. It is Levack and Goz. Don't forget that you can not only watch us live when we do the shows on Godzilla Media YouTube, the Hideaway when we're here, we're on their Facebook, as well as we're always on the Techies Fire and Water Restoration, your best way back to normal, tefirewater.com studios. We're always on the Facebook page there, but you can come by here right now, hang out live, get your name in the box, maybe win that Josh Allen jersey, and comment, tell us how pretty we are twice, and everything will be okay.
Close.
That'll be good. It'll be a good thing. You already did you talk about our good friends at Mohawk? We're going to be Friday?
I have not talked about our good friends at Mohawk Honda. Like you said, Levack, we'll be broadcasting
Can't see
live.
Are you wearing a Bill shirt?
This Friday?
Was that?
Oh, can see it from here.
Yeah, I can't see. I didn't know you still wear Bear stuff after what happened this weekend. Does Aaron Rodgers own that hoodie too?
Mohawk Honda, Friday, October 22nd, Levack and Goz. We will be there 3 to 4:30, a little earlier start time for us, 3 to 4:30, so get your weekend started right. Either watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or join us in Mohawk Honda. How about this one, Stat Levack? My mom texted me and said, "Hey, I'm looking for a new vehicle. Does that Mohawk Honda place have what I'm looking for?" I go, "I don't know, Mom." She's like, "Yes, it does." Is that a
Trick
test?
question.
Is that a test? Because I guess they passed. So I shot my guy Cam. I get a text today. Mohawk Honda continue to do all great things, and the Kelly Blue Book offer is going on for you if you want to put money in your pocket right now, whether you're trading in your vehicle, you're looking for a new one, pre-owned or new. The staff there at Mohawk Honda wants to help you. Shout out to our guy, Greg Johnson. We love him. Cannot wait to see him this Friday. Cam McKenna, like I just told you. Hot Sauce, the VIP man. Maybe we'll do a nickname roulette at Mohawk Honda with Nate. We'll just start spinning the wheel and giving people nicknames. Lindsay Heritage and more. And John, I will be texting you tomorrow if you're watching this. The maintenance light is still on in my vehicle. I'm not quite sure why. I assume it's oil, but I'm not sure. So please, when you get the text, thank you, Trout. You're the man. That's Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you. Join us Friday, 3 to 4:30, a fun time. And that's when we'll be getting our NFL picks, previewing the weekend games and more.
I cannot believe you're drinking. I cannot believe you're drinking. I can't do it. There's no way I could do it. Listen, the Bills make me want to shout. That makes me want to hurl. That's I'm
supporting the Bills Mafia right now is what I'm doing.
This game tonight, Bills versus Titans, I could see this game going like one of 73 different ways.
Ooh.
Well, because you want to believe that the Bills have reached that level. Because, all right, so good teams win the games the Bills have already won, right? You lose the Steelers game, okay. For whatever reason, you didn't play your best football that day, fine. You move on from it. Great teams slap the hell out of teams like the Titans who have weaknesses that fit your strengths. So Bills are really good at throwing the ball down the field. Titans can't stop deep passes. Titans are a great running team. Bills are a great run-stuffing defense. Like, there's so many things. You should win this game by 20 tonight, but you could see a scenario where maybe the Bills don't play their best football in Tennessee, because you gotta love the fact that you took out the Chiefs. You're not looking ahead to the Dolphins or anything like that, but it's like this is the last game where you probably feel like you actually might get a fight until maybe the Colts on November 21st. You win this game, Dolphins, Jags, Jets, your next 3 games. But you got to go out and smash them, in my opinion. I mean, smash them.
This is the trap game is a fun term to use in sports. The team overlooks somebody. That's not how the Bills work. Not with Sean McDermott, not with Josh Allen. These guys do not fall for trap games on those games coming up on the schedule. The Titan game tonight, I would look at the home field advantage. So you know what? Tennessee fans know this is their division to lose. They feel like they're the most underappreciated team in the NFL. They've gone to a conference title game. They've been in the opportunity to maybe be a Super Bowl team. They beat the Patriots, knocked out Brady. They've done some things over the last 5 years. And Derrick Henry ran for 2,000 yards last season. We almost forgot about it. So they disrespect all that stuff. But tonight's not a home game for Tennessee. The reports are coming out that it's going to be 60-40 Bills fans to Titans fans.
Oh.
I've been watching the videos online all week. They're hilarious of the Bills fans taking over the Nashville bars. Emmanuel Sanders was taking a little heat because he got out there and started doing this shout chant at one of the bars. They're like, why is a Bills player here? Like, what are you doing?
See what I'm saying, though?
All right,
watch out for Nash Vegas. It'll get you.
Our pal Sal Capacci had to go on Twitter and be like, his dad is performing. He was there for 10 minutes. Relax, Twitter. Like, but the Bills fans are out in full force. 10
minutes Nash Vegas time it's a long time. It's a long time.
Why is the tailgate not open sooner in Nashville for these guys? What the Bills fans are wondering.
Like a week ago.
But to the actual game itself, it's about the running game. It's been the topic of conversation for both teams this season. Derrick Henry is so good, best running back in the NFL, and the debate's not
4 straight 100-yard games.
There you go. How good he's been. For the Bills, Zach Moss is slowly but surely taking over the running back spot for Devin Singletary, so he's more than likely going to out-touch Devin Singletary tonight. But when you got Josh Allen, maybe the leading rusher again will be Josh Allen. He'll just take off and do his thing. Advantage Buffalo. But Tennessee is going to play like this is their test to see where they stay in the top or at the middle or near the bottom of the AFC.
Josh Allen has 12 touchdowns and 2 interceptions this year. Ryan Tannehill 6-3. 12-2. 12-2. By the way, you can win his jersey right here at the Hideaway. Get in here before the half, hang out and watch the game host. So I'm a little concerned, right? Because Vrabel is a good coach. He can get these guys fired up. They play one good game. I don't think I touch this game on a gambling level. I don't know if I touch this game. If I did, I would go Bills. But you're talking about laying 6 with the Bills. You're talking about, that's one of those prime numbers with wagering you're supposed to pay attention to. If I would do it, I would do the Bills.
Can I even push this further? The entertaining island games, right? Every island game this season has been so good. Don't fall for the trap of, hey, it's Buffalo domination, everything else. Yeah, you know what? Even though I made a face there about staying away from this game, it's either going to be a stay away or a Bills 2-touchdown victory. It's one of the two. And because I don't feel as confident in the 2-touchdown victory as I do in the stay away, I will tell you Buffalo is going to win. But if Tennessee gets a lead at some point in this game, they're going to be harder to come back from if they just pound the rock with Henry.
How about
the possession, all that stuff? Yeah.
How about the total? 53.5. The Bills have scored 4 straight games, 35 or more points.
And the Titans defense stinks.
Right. But here's the thing.
Man.
53. You're right. This is either one of the typical games that it's on an island and it's entertaining because that's what's been for the NFL this year. Or Bills could win 45-3.
Oh, man. Right when you gave me that 53.5,
yeah.
Now I cannot shake 35-21 in my head. I cannot shake 35-21 where Tennessee gets a lead early and Josh Allen just slings it after that. Oh, man. Tennessee fan, just get somebody who can tackle and cover. That's it. Just a couple guys. Every year, just a couple of them. Just get a couple guys who can tackle and cover. And they tried Clowney one season. It didn't work. They're not bad. They just don't have defense. And it was so much worse 2 years ago.
I just want to put this out there. So far this year, Jets, Dolphins, Browns for a lot of the year, Jacksonville, Houston, let me see, Giants, Lions, most of the time with the Bears, Falcons. None of those people can find somebody who tackles or covers. So just put that out there. Yeah, it's easy. Half the league doesn't have it, but it's easy.
Keep trying.
It'll be fine.
So it's next year's draft Georgia.
And even though Tampa's playing really well, they really don't have anyone who can cover. So there's a lot of teams in this league who can't cover you. So just get somebody who can do it. It's Vrabel looked like he was the guy who was going to be the Belichick disciple who would be the most successful. Now he's fallen off. Well, it was it's Brian Flores in Miami. Now he's fallen off. And I don't think Vrabel's as much fallen off as you lose your offensive coordinator. You pretty much overhaul the team. You bring in Julio Jones, the ghost of Julio Jones, old Julio Jones, not the Julio Jones of old. And you expect everything to be fine. Play solid defense, run the ball with Derrick Henry. You're going to win a lot of football games. But you got to play solid defense. Good luck against Diggs.
Yeah, and the A.J. Brown, the phenomenal one, A.J. Brown, could be a game-time decision still. I don't know if the reports come out yet that he is dealing with an illness of some sort. The details of that are still kind of sporadic at this point.
It's such a weird world because you're not supposed to know.
Right.
I'm not. If I got sick tomorrow, whatever it is, you don't have the right to tell people without my permission. I know it's a different world because we have a pandemic, but if I'm him, if it's the sniffles, if it's COVID, if it's ingrown toenail, I'm not telling people what it is anymore because I just don't want to deal with it.
Back to the thing we did during the not so rapid recap, we talked about where we had this hierarchy of teams in the NFL, and I told you that when we previewed the Titans and Bills game that if Buffalo blows out Tennessee, my argument that Arizona's the best team in the NFL is not going to feel as strong. So for you, just to reset yours, I know you have LA as a preseason Super Bowl champion. Yeah. Buffalo is 1, Buffalo is 2, or are you like me? Does the outcome of this game depend where you rank the Bills in the hierarchy of NFL teams?
The teams that I am most impressed with, right? All right. I would go. God, I got to tell you, all that talent. It's hard to put Dallas anywhere other than.
Right? It's tough now.
But here's the thing. I would have the Cardinals at 3. I would have Dallas and Buffalo ahead of the Cardinals. Dallas and Buffalo, Tampa, and the Rams are all in there. Obviously, the Cardinals have to be in there. Baltimore, at worst, I got Baltimore 6. Because the way Baltimore plays, they're not healthy. They haven't figured it all out yet, but they just punch you in the mouth over and over and over again until you cry uncle and don't get up. So, all right, splitting hairs at 1. I'll go Buffalo, Dallas, Arizona, Rams, then Tampa Bay, then Baltimore.
Oh, man, that hurts. All right. So I would have okay.
And the only reason, and again, you could put Tampa and the Rams together, but the Rams beat Tampa.
There you go. That's fair enough. And then Tampa also beat Dallas. So that combination, you know what?
Right.
Those 6 teams you had in that same mix, I have the same 6 teams. Just my list would be a little bit different where I'd have Arizona at 1, Buffalo at 2, Tampa at 3, and then Dallas and LA. I'd give if the Cowboys and Rams played,
So
I'd give the advantage to Zeke in the backfield. So those combination of teams are in the same mix as I have.
ESPN's power rankings don't come out till tomorrow.
Good.
Or else maybe I'll get you on Friday.
No.
We haven't done the power rankings in forever. That was your favorite.
I'll be ticked if Arizona's not one, man. What else did that team have?
Arizona Fall League?
I saw my Twitter.
Oh, there's a lot of people.
Oh, I saw the Twitter.
There's a lot of people firing up Arizona Fall League.
Almost blocked some people.
You said AJ is active tonight? I don't know what he's doing. John's messaging us from the bar while watching us on YouTube.
Thank you, John.
Here at the
AJ
Hideaway.
is active. The phenomenal one.
Yeah. So here, I'll take the Bills tonight. I'll take the Bills, but I know somebody's going to win that jersey more importantly. That's the most important part.
Give me a score. They're going to cover? 35-21 is my score. You talked me into it.
No, they're going to run it up. 31-17 Bills. 31-17 Bills. Tennessee, I just don't have a lot of faith in Tennessee. I really don't. There's something about it. Now, granted, if you told me tomorrow it's 57-3 Bills, I'd be like, okay. 45-6 Bills. I think the Bills win this thing, but I think I can't shake the feeling that Tennessee knows something about them. That like Vrabel's got like in his head how to confuse Josh Allen just a little bit. I can't shake it.
There's a chance we might see this game again in January on a Saturday, depending on how Buffalo finishes this season. It feels like every year the projections put a Titan-Bill playoff game on a Saturday at 4:30. So if you're a Bill fan, yeah, this game could have an impact later in the season if the Titans decide to win the division and run away with it. Or Buffalo fan may look and say, we don't want to play on Wild Card Weekend. We think we're the best team in the AFC. We'll see you guys in the divisional round. We're going to get a bye. All still to be determined, but it's very possible these teams face off again in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't see it. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Let's see here. I'm trying to find their most recent matchups because it just feels like Tennessee finds a way to make Allen look human. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
They just find a way to bring him back down to earth. Now, granted, they had better teams at that point too, but there's just something about this matchup that just never seems to go 100% right for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, I'll have to look. I'll have to keep looking. Probably should have done that earlier.
No, it's okay.
But,
it always feels like it's a January game because it's always tough for the year on that because it flips over from the regular season.
Well, remember last year it was the Bills. The Bills were barnstorming a little bit. They got on a run. Then they had that 2 weeks where they had to play the early Monday night game against Kansas City. We did a Labatt Blue thing with that.
I don't know about that.
And then they lost that game. They lost to Tennessee, and then they went barnstorming again. They didn't lose again until the last game of the season against Arizona.
That's right.
So you took out KC. Now you got to take out Tennessee. Then you're all good. Then you're set. You're on
hey.
Live here at the Hideaway Saratoga Lake Golf Club. We were here yesterday swinging the clubs. And, look, I got to be honest. I felt I could have done worse. I felt like I did okay. I didn't do terrible.
I played the worst golf I've ever played, and I didn't mind because I had so much fun out there.
You've only played like 6 times in your life, though, right?
Not a lot, and that's number 6.
The one moment that like just cracked me up is Jared's like sitting there trying to help you, and you're just going. I'm like, Jared, he's not going to listen. He's Goz is a train on the tracks. When he gets going, just let him go. Just let him have his fun. Otherwise, you're just going to get more and more aggravated, and he's going to start laughing because he knows he's bothering you. Or worse, you'll be one of the few people that's actually pissed Goz off when he's drinking.
Right.
And then you got to listen to him about that. And that's not fun on any level. Levack and Goz live here at the Hideaway. And we want to get some wings or something?
That's it, man. Let's do it. Grab some food, enjoy the game.
Wings?
Please, if you come join us, do not break the tables. Every table right now is set up fine. There's a lot of space, a lot of places to eat right now.
You think my ribs are bad? Try to go through one of these tables.
These are
real tables.
There's a lot of action going on behind us right now, which you can't see. I don't know if it's a cornhole or something's going on behind us.
There's up at in the banquet hall. There's like a cornhole tournament going on, and I don't have any interest because if I try to throw, I'm gonna cry like a little girl. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really, really bad. Really bad. I just want to point out that the second John got here, everybody left the bar area.
Went right to the cornhole thing. Because like
John,
the
our guy
finals
John,
are on.
the Bears fan came in, yelled, "Pull my finger," and everyone left. Everyone just ran for Z Hills. Back Friday,
Mohawk Honda. It has been way too long since the Levack and Goz show have been in Mohawk Honda. Cannot wait for that. Saturday, again, still tickets available for the Goz in the Media bus trip. A lot of cool things happening. You're going to be on the field for the UAlbany game, but more importantly, we are back on Friday at Mohawk Honda. Cannot wait to see everybody there and join us for that broadcast.
I wonder if they're going to want me to, step up and still do the first. I mean, Mike Falvo is the new football and basketball guy and all that stuff for UAlbany, but I brought a little something, like to the point where when the game was over, the entire game day ops crew for UAlbany began to applaud me. Called me the real MVP.
Whoa,
yeah, because I was bringing it with the first downs. I can't do it. I'll blow this stuff out. It'll be bad. I was just in. They were like, "Hey, we want some energy." I was like, "Oh, you gonna get some energy? Let's go." It was kind of, and it was like raining sideways, and I got to host all the on-field events from inside. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. The one guy, so they do a game. If you haven't been to a UAlbany game, you got to go. It's so much fun. Even though, like, obviously, not speaking out of school, team needs to get better, needs to play better. But it's a fun time. They do a punt, pass, kick now. So you get to punt from the goal line. Where that lands, you go, you throw it, and wherever it lands from there, if you kick a field goal, you win $1,000.
Whoa.
So the guy who's competing, pouring rain, looks like the world's going to end. Guess the guy's name.
Damon or something like the end of the world name.
Noah.
That was my.
Was it really? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
So it's Noah. So I'm sitting there and we're doing the thing, and I go, "You guys better cheer for him. We might need his boat building skills by the end of the night." And everybody's kind of looked at me and like it was like a joke bomb. And like 3 seconds later, I see everybody go, "Oh, all right, Noah's Ark, a lot of rain." All right, everybody. Plenty of time to get here to the Hideaway. Plenty of we got seats available for you. Only a couple reserved tables right now, so definitely the time to get here. Definitely, I want Rain Man. Definitely. 30 minutes to football, not Wapner. We'll see you guys. Come on in, win this jersey. And again, Friday, Mohawk. No Techies Tuesday tomorrow. This is kind of Techies Monday. So live at the Hideaway. Everybody have a great night. Good luck to you, Bills fans, Titans. You don't really matter to me because I don't really know any of you. So whatever.